Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Market Update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. This show is brought to you by TokenMetrics.com. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And please, if you like the content, hit the like button. Today, Altcoin Overtime Returns. So let's keep hitting that like button so we can get Altcoin Overtime done, right? All right, so we have Io in the house. Flipped Burger is here, just learning. Welcome, okay? Joe Mike, Bull Runner, Sean, hi. Okay, JP Andrews, welcome to the show. Chris, Daydream, Zoltan, hi. Okay, we have Belgium, Manchester, okay? All right, we have Mr. Israel, Halogen, Craig D from Philly, Dubai, Austin, Texas, Amsterdam, Madrid, Pennsylvania. Lots of people here going, oh, what is up with all this red ink? Bill for president, I appreciate that. Okay, we have Pennsylvania, Antarctica, all right. London, Chicago says hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. When bounce. Okay, we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Nigeria, Denmark. Hi. Hi, along with Kentucky. All right, folks, let's get into it. What happened to the market? Okay, let's talk about that. Why is crypto crashing? Okay, the big question there, no doubt asking. And everywhere from Ontario to the Netherlands to Koreatown. The simple answer is it should have gone up yesterday, and it should have gone up today. So in classic technical analysis theory, if something should go up and it doesn't, what's it going to do? It's going to go down, right? I knew when the U.S. government stopped the Russians from making a payment on their own sovereign debt in dollars, I was like, uh-oh. Okay. Timbuktu, welcome. Okay, so it was supposed to be good. It wasn't. And then it turned around and went down. Okay, right. It is disgusting. Altcoins are down 15%. Let's get into it and find out why. Token Metrics customers, brief reminder, 2 days left until the deadline. Please check your email on AstraDAO. All right, what is happening and why? It starts with a problem in legacy, okay? The dollar, it broke out, it went sideways, it looked like it might go down, and then over the last 3 days, right, it went straight up. So dollar up, toxic for crypto, okay? I thought crypto was going to be able to go up anyway, and like I said, wrong. Now, stocks, the market I love to hate, right? I've been saying it's too close to its all-time high relative to crypto. It's ridiculous, right? Bitcoin at 40-something, no one wants to buy it. Everyone's selling it at 43K, yet equities sit up here. Okay, now equities are getting smacked today. Fear is very high, right? The VIX index, which is not shown here, is rising. And the problem is interest rates. There isn't even a way to draw resistance in long-term interest rates. This is EU 10Y from Europe for our friends out there. The ECB has just declined to fight inflation. So long-term bond yields have gone from minus 0.6 to positive 0.67. Okay, if it goes above 0.75, then, that's a possible crypto wrecking ball, right? US interest rates, same thing. Literally, resistance is futile. I can't draw anything, right? 258 was a point. 274 is a point. I think the only reason people are going to buy bonds is because they're afraid of a crash in stocks. So this is what happened to crypto, and then we'll go into the details. Crypto should have gone up. Instead, stocks went down. So the disappointment trade led everybody to sell crypto. Now, the only good news is that this idea of sticking with the bigger coins versus the smaller ones seem to be working. Okay? Seem to be working. Yes, I know a lot of guys are getting killed out there. I'm going to try to give you the levels to try to, manage this. Okay. So this is about risk management at this point. Bitcoin had support around 44K. Okay. That's where it stopped the last time. This is the DeMark 4-hour chart. So it wicked down there and came back. Now, the real support, I think, in Bitcoin is 43,500. Discussed it yesterday, but not nearly enough. Okay. So 43,500 is like, to me, it's like the level, right? Bitcoin's a part of a new monetary order. So if no one wants Bitcoin below 44K, then this market's in trouble. Now, that said, right, you have to manage risk, but, we talked about buy on red, and everything is on sale today. The question is, what's your trade location? Now, in ETH, it's a little bit more difficult. The good news, ETH went through an A, B, C correction. So the Elliott wave in ETH actually looks okay, right? The question is, where does that C wave end? Okay, that A, B, C can sometimes be really painful as they run just about every stop that there is. Now, unfortunately, in ETH, we talked about, the fact that there was a bunch of new highs made on the 8-hour chart, and momentum indicators, okay, right, were falling. Now, we were like, okay, is this going to bother ETH or won't it? If it doesn't bother ETH, then we're in a bull market, all right? If not, then, we're going to have to put up with, 1 to 3 days of the market getting hammered, right? So I think this panic could be bigger than you expect today and should end when equities close, right? And have it start to go back up. Now, if that's not the case, then again, we have to admit, we just have to admit that something has changed, right? But I'm expecting a bounce after equities close. If that does not happen, manage risk accordingly. Now, I thought 3,300 would hold in ETH. It did for about 2 hours, and then it plummeted to support near 3227. So this is the 90-minute chart of ETH. We'll go into it more in the on-demand section, right? So after they get done running the stops in ETH, I want to see it back above 3227. Now let's address Solana. Solana went up from 75 to 140. I identified 136 as like the breakout level. So in order for Solana to go to the moon, it had to get above 136. That did not happen. Okay, now Solana is back on support. The key level it's got to stay above is 117. If that doesn't work, you're looking at 97. Now, if you FOMO'd into Solana, it's all right, right? You need to manage risk. You don't want to buy Solana at 140 and be puking it at 97, where you probably should be buying it. So manage risk accordingly in Solana. Our AI is still liking that. We'll see if that changes after the blowout today. Okay, near. All right. Now, near, we thought would hang around 17 and maybe go to 20. Today is a 9 top, and it also looks like, as we discussed yesterday, they're doing that counter trend dip early. So if there's something where you were like, okay, if they blow this thing out 15% today, okay, I'm willing to buy the counter trend dip in near, looking for much higher prices. Matter of fact, near has a chance to become like the one coin market. There's always one coin that's mooning when everything else is not doing well. First it was Rune, first it was Luna, then it was Rune, right? Near may be next. Okay, let's address the avalanche in Avalanche. So the good news is that you've got a rather robust A, B, C correction based on the DeMark work. Support is at 82, right? You're also approaching a DeMark 9 bottom, which you will probably have by the time we're done with the stream or soon thereafter, midday on April 6th. So, if AVAX gets down to 80 and comes back above 82, it's all right. All right. If it doesn't do that, right, if that 9 bottom hits and there's one bounce that it starts failing again, then you just got to stop out, right? We talked about this. It's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. Now, that said, I mean, again, Avalanche was at 102 and now it's on sale at 80 something. Okay. So if they want to kill it, right, it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. And here's your dip. Right now, Avalanche, again, talking about these teacup and handle formations and how awful they are. This is a redraw of the original. Okay, these handles can be so ugly. And honestly, the first handle I drew, it wasn't ugly enough, right? This is what they do with teacup and handle. They just shake you out. Everybody goes, yay, it's teacup and handle. And then they wind up getting washed out of the trade. They get washed out. They get bored to death. They get stopped out. They get both. Okay. I'm hoping 80-82 acts as support in Avalanche, and then this recovers, right? Because I do think these layer ones led by Near and Solana can actually do a lot better, right? You just can't get down just because it's a down day. The market went straight up. There's got to be corrective activity. Now, how do you know it's a top or not? Well, like I said, if you can buy a sharp dip and make money, it's a bull market. If you can't, okay, we took our shot and that's it. Okay, let's look at Token Metrics daily indices. So going into the crash today, there's still a huge allocation to Bitcoin, right? I continue to believe that Bitcoin is the future of money. Not exciting for an altcoin show, but it's got the most upside with the least downside, right? Talked about bigger is better yesterday, I think pretty clearly. So you got to be careful in these small coins. Now, I will chart it until we can't chart it anymore later in terms of the small alts. But today's an important lesson that, the AI is saying bigger is better. Bitcoin and Solana this was cracking. Coinbase is 75% Bitcoin and Solana, right? I mean, that's just a huge allocation. One of our quant guys is going to be on the show we're going to record later, and we're going to talk about it. All right. So we got 100 messages. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got people coming in from Mexico. Some guys talking about 20K, right? Right. At 48K, they're talking about 100. At 43, they're talking about 20. Okay. Okay. Yes. Please don't trade with the rent money. Okay. Solana is below 117. All right. The big question is, will it stay there? Okay. That's just the question. Okay. So Gala, okay, is a pricey coin, right? Fundamentally. Sandbox, we're going to cover in Altcoin Overtime. Okay. Okay. Routine cheese. I sorted Zilliqa and Luna last night. Okay. Right. Because Bitcoin conference last year dropped the market too. Easy picking, no TA. Right. So it was, buy the excitement, sell the conference. This is actually the second time we've heard that. Okay. The second time we've seen it. All right. So let's go to Altcoin Overtime because I've got Sandbox in there. So let's go back to the deck. Okay. Doge. Okay. Doge was a highly searched item, we noticed. All right. Doge spikes up, explodes from 14 cents to 18 cents, does a 5-wave top on the 4-hour and goes straight down. What's the point? The point is, I understand people wanted meme coins as the future of money, but when you see people sell a spike like this, right, it's a sign that people are not going to let small speculative altcoins stay high for an extended period of time before bag holders sell, right? So if you got something that's on a clear uptrend, okay, right? But like Rune. But if you get something that pops with bag holders, Doge is telling you that sellers are out there. Now, Bitcoin dominance, okay? I got the chart, right? But not the read. So this, I thought, meant a God candle was coming in Bitcoin. I just thought Bitcoin was just going to go to the moon, right? It's going to be one of these days where Bitcoin was up 10% and everything else was either flat or down, okay? What it turned out is that Bitcoin held up and everything else got smashed. So Bitcoin dominance did bottom on the hidden pivot level at 41.4. 42 something is the next level. So what's the point? The point is that if they want to kill this thing into the equity market close, so this is April 6th, midday, you got about 3 hours left. So if equities puke on the close, that probably means altcoins could go with it. Now, I view that as an opportunity, because if it's not an opportunity, then we got to turn it all around. Okay, Luna, somebody mentioned shorting this. Okay, Luna has made a broad series of new highs for a while, right? All the new highs above 100 have not been confirmed by new highs in stochastics. Okay, so we saw what happened to ETH when this happened on the 8-hour chart. I know Luna's down. It's come back to support at 109. Okay, but you have to ask yourself, can this coin outperform forever? Especially since you got a lot of good news priced in, right? And it seemed to fall short of its 140 target. So you have to ask yourself, in all these coins that have outperformed, do I want to stick around? Okay, let's talk about some coins where buying the dip or at least looking for support may make sense. Rose, something people ask about often here on, altcoin request. You have a bullish momentum signal from Token Metrics, right? And then you have a dip. So that's frequent, right? You get the bullish signal, it goes up, and then it comes back down just because nothing goes straight up. So I'm interested in Rose in finding support on the dip. Avagochi Ghost, same thing, GHST. You got the bullish signal, you got some gratification, and now there's a dip, right? So again, if you're looking for altcoins and you're looking for coins, once this thing stops, if it stops, these are the ones I think are interesting. Somebody was asking about Sandbox. I'm very interested in the metaverse here after what I learned about NFTLA, about sort of like a winner take all thing. There's going to be like Apple and Windows, or like one metaverse as a whole. So Sandbox went bullish, right? And then it came off hard, right? That sort of looks just like it did back in July of 2021. Hard to see on TV, I know, but this stuff's down like 10, 11% today, right? Decentraland is the same thing. Went bullish and then came off down something like 10%, right? So everybody wanted Decentraland around 275. It smashed through support, and now we're looking for a DeMark 9 bottom near, I don't know, say 220. So if you get the DeMark 9 bottom, in other words, if it's stable, right, April 6th, headed into the equities close, this is interesting. And if it's not interesting, then you're going to have to de-risk metaverse and NFTs. Now, the good news is down here at 235, there's some diagonal support in Decentraland. So I'm moving across different charts from Token Metrics to DeMark, right, to standard trading view and diagonal stuff. So, I mean, if you're seeing Decentraland above 235, it's okay, right? If not, it's no good. Now, again, you have to let it get hammered, right? Buy on red. Here's your red day. Okay, Elrond, right? Now, this was looking good, and then it just didn't go up, right? It's a classic example. It's probably going to be a theme for the rest of the year. If there's a buy signal or something positive, whether it's on Token Metrics or DeMark, and it doesn't go up, then it's going to go down. I know that sounds stupid, but if something should really go up and you get nothing, then it's look out below, and vice versa. So there's support in Elrond between 155 and 162, and that is altcoin overtime. All right, now somebody's asking, what about Zill? Don't worry, I have not forgotten about Zill. Let's go screen share here and get to, what people are looking for. Okay, I see synthetics, Litecoin, and DPR. I've got the list right here. So let's like run through that. Let me get the screen up and we will get busy because I know y'all stressed out today. Okay, so let's go Zill. All right, so Zilliqa is providing you with an example of, something you can have massive FOMO with a 13 and a 9 top. This is the 4-hour chart, right? And then, of course, there's the 5-wave top up here. So 13, 9, Elliott wave or D wave, as we call it, 5-wave top, all the way back down to a 13 bottom. And now it's starting to go the other way. Now let's try to draw a fib retracement on this beast to see if the key fib numbers are holding. Okay, so in Zilliqa, the 62% retracement level was right around 12 cents. So they dropped it, and it seems to have held a key fib number. Right? So you found buyers at the key fib number around 12 cents. So Metaverse as a service, that's Zilliqa, Sandbox, Decentraland. Frankly, I'm interested in on a dip because they destroyed it. And if you can't grab it today and make money in the next 3 days, or at least be able to hold your ground, then Mr. Market's telling you something. But, as far as, just me, myself, I'm looking myself in the mirror and going, look, with the way this thing moved and where equities are relative to crypto, if we can't get involved in crypto now, when are we going to get involved? When are we going to get involved? Okay, so Gala got hammered. Okay, let's do a fib retracement here. So Gala went through an important retracement at 23 cents. Okay, this feels like they're stopping everyone out, right? There's a DeMark 8. So in 6 hours after we get done with the stream, there'll be probably a DeMark 9 bottom. So I would imagine, and there's also really good support on the daily chart, 0.224. So, classic, right? Everybody goes in, 9 top. There should be a counter trend move. And of course, it's bigger than you thought, right? Just unfortunately, that's just crypto with the volatility warning. So if it goes below 0.224 and stays below it, you got a problem. If not, then this is what the warning was about. And there's a dip buying opportunity there as well. Okay. Now let's go to synthetics. Now, synthetics led on the way up. Synthetics is near and dear to my heart. Okay. But, it leads on the way up and then it leads on the way down. So 5.45 is a key level. So there's the 9 top. There's the counter trend move with the warning. Okay. So in these smaller coins, the theme is when you get the huge run-ups, you got to take some of the money. You got to take some of the money. Okay, here comes the 4-hour chart in synthetics, and it's very similar, right? So 5.44, and there's a 9 bottom. So there's support, a 9 bottom, and a warning that there might be a bottom. So, you buy it you sell on the 13 top, and you buy on the 9 bottom. You put a stop in, and, you hope this avalanche lower stops, right? In the smaller coins, it's a trading game. Nothing goes straight up. Okay. Now let's look at Solana. We can look at Solana sort of at a granular level. Okay, so Solana's being annoying. It's below support at 118. Okay. Now, that said, okay, probably the best support in Solana is at 110 if it goes there, right? This is a 4-wave. So Solana is going to bottom somewhere. No, that's not helpful. But if it's above 117, the DeMark Elliott wave, this is the 3-wave, right? This is the 4-wave. And then there could be a new high. So I'm not giving up on Solana. I'm just not, right? But you have to manage your own risk, right? I don't want you puking it at 97 if the Solana idea is wrong. Because when you're on TV every day, some stuff's going to be right, some stuff's going to be wrong. But I'm sticking with Solana, right? I like it if it's above 117. That's it. That's how I'm doing it. Okay, let's see if DPR comes up here. No DPR. Okay, let's get over here. Okay, so this is a 4-hour chart of DPR from KuCoin. Okay, so what I can tell you about this is this looks like a give up trade, right? In other words, prices are almost making a new low, or they might make a new low. Okay, you got to watch out that they don't just puke it down to like 0.077. Okay, generally speaking, this looks like exhaustion, but you don't know where the final give up trade ends. Which you got to be careful of in small coins. All right, so back to this. A lot of people asking about the big coins. Okay. So I just got out of my premium customer webinar, and our head fundamental guy, Mehdi, was not as constructive on Polkadot as you would think. And he said Cosmos was really more for getting airdrops than price appreciation. So I know that's a bummer for our interoperability people, but I'm relaying the information as best I can. So there was support in Phantom at $1.34. Okay, we're waiting for a 9 bottom, and it's to be determined whether or not Phantom is washing everyone out, right? There's probably a lot of people who FOMO'd in, right, up at $1.65 where there was resistance. No one wanted it below $1, and everybody wanted it up top. So, Phantom doesn't look as good as other coins do from a chart perspective, right? I'm going to go back and try to find the support in Phantom where it's like, you got to get above that in order to be good. So here's the 90-minute chart of Phantom. So you had 113 bottom, didn't work. You had a second one, didn't work. Okay. And it keeps falling. So there's a warning here, and most likely you're headed for a region where you would expect Phantom to stop. Okay. Now, how would I play this? Okay. The way I would play Phantom is, there's going to be a 9 bottom 4 hours after this is over. That would be probably right around equity's close. So whatever puke they're going to do, they've either done it or there's going to be one final heave. I think in Phantom, it's got to get back above $1.34. That's the big DeMark support point. If that happens, Phantom's okay, right? Big institutional money is coming to DeFi. If it does, then Phantom is good above 134. Okay. Now, someone was asking about near. Let's go to the DeMark work on near. It's actually above where it opened with a 9 top. So this recent flush could be the counter trend flush in near, right? In other words, near looks like it's on the verge of becoming a 1 coin market. Okay, now, so if the whole market gets smashed, near may actually do well. Or if the whole market goes sideways, Near might do well the way Rune did. Okay. So what I'm noticing here is, Near has done A, B, C. So it's done its correction from an Elliott wave standpoint, right? And then resistance is up at, 1755 and above that 20. So I think Near is okay. Okay. Somebody's asking for bakery swap. Okay. I'm assuming that's bakery token on KuCoin. Okay, so huge spike up, obviously, right? And then what happens? Right? It takes out the prior resistance, and then it turns around and fails. Okay, let's look at a 4-hour chart. Okay, so the 62% retracement of the entire up move in bakery token, right, is at 92 cents. So if 92 cents holds, this is good. If 92 cents doesn't hold, it's not. Okay, it's pretty simple, right? Particularly when you get these big spike ups and these return moves. Okay, someone's asking, I bought Solana at 135. Should I hold? Okay, well, I can't provide investment advice, right? There's strict rules on that. But here's what I can tell you about Solana. Okay, let's go back to the 4-hour chart, right? There's a lot of support in Solana between 117 and 119. Now, you're undoubtedly watching your screen and going, well, Bill, that's nice. It's below that. Yes, of course it is, because they run stops. That's what they do, right? Everybody who bought it at 135 are up here, which is understandable. Now they're getting washed out. So this is what I'm telling you. I would wait to see if I would only stop out of Solana. This is me personally. If you got 2 daily closes below, say, 117. So if it closed below 117 today and tomorrow, then you have to say to yourself, well, I got in and I did a bad trade. That's it. That's it. And then maybe you try it again when Solana goes to, if Solana goes to 97, if it goes down. Manage risk. Remember, it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. This is the dip, right? Now, I don't want you to be selling it where you should be buying it. Okay. But you have to manage risk if you if you got in at the wrong price. That's okay. Right? If you got in at the wrong price, it's okay. You have something with every great trader in human history, right? You just did a bad trade. You got the right coin at the wrong time. Okay, Flux. All right, all of these coins are going to look very similar, right? You have A, B, C. So you get the correction, right? Flux is in a sideways range. So it's not like it ran away. Everyone loved it at 205 and no one likes it at 165. Here's the 9 top. This is possibly the counter trend up move. So let's just see where the retracement gain puts Flux. Okay. So there's support at 162 and the real big level is 151. So there's a warning about a lot of volatility here. Okay. Hello. Here's the volatility. And the support zone is between 162 and 153. That's what's got to hold up. Okay. API 3. Okay. So it looks like people are just casually selling rallies. All right. And again, this is another range. It's a 4-hour chart. There's a 13 or a 9. They sell, right? What you would like to see is the counter trend move and then have it burst back above, say, 567, right? So this looks interesting because they're buying it. the previous ceiling, right, from back in March 20, right, they puked it below it and stopped everyone out, and now it's holding again. So this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, XDC. By the way, folks, I know the market is down, but let's hit the like button, right? The only place you're going to go to get on-demand TA, especially on a down day, is right here. Got a goal of getting to 1,000 likes, and I did Altcoin Overtime today. So any love you could give me, I would appreciate. Okay, XDC probably has support at 0.053. That's undoubtedly not what you want to hear. Let's look at like a fib retracement level to see where this is. Okay. Because one of the things about fib retracements that's so important, it's critical to this idea of it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. Now, a 38% retracement is normal. Okay. So 38% is right here. Okay. It doesn't give me the exact level, right? But it's in that neighborhood just below 6 cents. So this was your A, B, C correction. And now it's a decision as to whether or not there's like, you know, a lot more downside, right? To say, you know, I don't know where this thing started the rally from. So it's either going to unwind the whole rally or it's going to stop right just below where it is right now. Okay. Let's go to the 90-minute chart to see if I can get you something more useful. Okay, so again, there's the 9 bottom. That's not the 9 bottom. It's like the pause in the trend. So you might be looking at like 6 or 7 more hours of this thing getting hit. Let's go over here to check out XDC because a lot of these small altcoins are going to look the same, right? This is actually a very interesting chart because of how high it went and then how it turned and went lower. So there's a big wick down. All right. So the red line is the 50-day moving average. The green line is the 21-day moving average. So as you can see, when this thing broke above the 21-day moving average here, it was super bullish, right? Now it's breaking below it. So you're going to want to see this thing come back quickly. I guess that's the bottom line on XDC, right? If this is A, B, C, right? You're going to want to see this thing bottom out today. Where the bottom is, I don't know, but this signal here could be telling you it's close. So if this thing is good, you're going to see buyers. You're going to see buyers quickly. Okay. QNT. Okay. Steve Conway is asking, are we going to get a 0.5 hike today? I don't know. The thing with the Fed is, you know, they can hike all they want. Refinancing has collapsed. So consumers used to get a whole bunch of money by pulling money out of their house. Meaning they would refinance their house because their house was stratospherically high and interest rates were low. So they'd wind up with all this cash. That's come to a halt. Then if the Fed stops printing money, that's going to jam on the brakes even more. So again, QNT, right? Let's go to a 4-hour chart. So it's going to be a similar situation, right? You had this ABC correction. It's not marked here, right? Support is down around like just below 121. Okay. And with all these things, you want to look at the retracements of the rallies. In other words, remember how I've been saying for days that the whole objective is to find support. The objective is to find support because you got to be able to buy a dip and make money in order for it to be a bull market. So QNT, interesting, on a 4-hour chart, finds support right at the 50% retracement of the whole move up. That's constructive to me. Now, it's not great looking DeMark work, right? So you may be putting up with, another day of whatever's going on here. But if you look at the short-term chart, it's it's over here. It's A, B, C down here, just to show you what a pain in the ass C waves can be. So, I'm not opposed to this at all. I mean, folks, you got to take your shot if it's down 10%. If you're not taking your shot when it's down 10%, when are you doing it? Okay. Trader Joe. Okay. 90-minute chart. It's trying to come back. Don't have any particular read there. Although, wait a second. Let's just do maybe a fib retracement on this to see if I can get anything interesting, right? So, very typical crypto stuff where, nobody wanted it down here at 80 cents, but there was mass FOMO at $1.50. Okay, so 62, close. Okay, so 62% in Joe is at 120. If it's above 128, it's good. If it goes to 120, that's where I would try to grab it. Okay, it's good on a 4-hour chart that say 8 hours from now, you're either going to get it on support or it's going to recover. Okay, Filecoin. Okay, same thing, A, B, C, right? Okay, support is at 22.37 and 20.99. So I know you don't want to hear that, right? But for the moment, it's holding support at 22.37. Let's check a 90-minute chart. All right. So if you want the love to return in Filecoin, it's got to get back above 23.83. Honestly, folks, this looks like when I look at this, if you just said, all right, well, what is this? And this just looks like a giant stop fishing exercise, right? In other words, it stopped here. It stopped here. There was a low here on April 1. And what did they do? They took everybody in this range and they flushed everyone out. They flushed everyone out. Okay, going to Sol. Okay, so yesterday I was talking about the need to get above 126. That did not happen, right? So it's one of these things where if you needed to go above a certain level and stay there, right? Like they made an attempt, but it failed. So Sol turns around and goes down, right? Okay, so if we're looking for a bottom in this, Okay, it's a little outside the box on this draw, but support is at 87 cents. So if you see Sol go to 87 cents and hold, then you can be happy. Okay. I wouldn't give it any farther than 80 cents. So if there's really a give up trade, it's 80 cents to 87 cents. And then at that point, you got to ask yourself, all right, there should be a bottom. And if there isn't, well, then I need to reevaluate. But it looks like people are going to just puke it out, right? Kyle is saying Solana is going lower. Okay. What about Vethor token? Okay. Now, a lot of these moonshot coins, right? If you get the money, you got to take the money, right? Particularly in small coins. So the big support point here, eliminating the 2 zeros, it's 0.00425. Okay, that's 62% back. So pretty simple, right? If that level holds, it's good. If not, it's not. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get 1 inch. Okay, deeper network coming up. Okay, deeper network on Qcoin. Let's see what we got. All right, so I think we talked about this earlier. All right, now it's in this bunched up range here, right? But you know that already. And the question is this the prelude to a give up, or is it like the bigger the base, the higher in the space? So the first level I'd be looking at is like 8 cents even. So I'll put it up on the screen in case you want to watch the video later. Okay. So with this, you have to be mindful that, they're probably going to try, or they may try to run stops below 8 cents. If they do that and it comes back above 8 cents, then this coin is good, right? Because that's what we're looking for across the whole market. We're looking for flush if that hasn't already happened, and then some sort of turn. Now let's go back and look at Bitcoin and Ethereum to see if this is getting hammered through support. Okay, so I have support at 43,500. Okay, that's like the big level I'm looking at for BTC, right? 44K is also support. Naturally, they run the stops below that, and then you get A, B, C. So I have a really, really hard time being negative on Bitcoin at these levels, particularly with Bitcoin dominance doing well. Now, I know that's not good for the rest of the market, but, ETH has got to come back, I think. I mean, not selling ETH at 3,200. I'm just not. Carry me out. Okay, SLP, okay, on a 4-hour chart, there's a 9 bottom and support right underneath the market at 0.0206. So 9 top, down, 9 bottom. We'll see if they show up. What you don't want to see is a rally and then a resumption, right? If you get a sharp up move that fails. So in this case, you want to be careful of the failed rally. You don't want to get a failed rally in SLP. You want it to hold support, base, and then keep going. Okay. Let's see if I got ELA. Okay, so ELA doing its version of A, B, C. Stop everyone out below the support at 299, by the way, folks. Seeing a theme here, right? Legacy looks terrible, huge fear trade. Everyone stopped, everyone out, right? Everybody who bought it at higher levels. I understand if you bought it at higher levels. It looked like it was going to the moon, right? But I have been saying, right, it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. And the most important thing is to find support, right? So we're finding support. So if ELA gets itself above, 299, and you can get a close above that, even if it's got to chop around for say 8 more hours, you might get a DeMark 9 bottom down here. That might be looking good, right? I say give it a chance. Now XRP, guess I'm lecturing too much. I like this. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right already. Okay, right. But when is the left coming? Okay, I guess that means when are we going to get the rally? Well, sir, I appreciate the point. I will stop making the point, but the rally's got to come very soon, right? I'm not sticking around here. I want to see this thing start going up in 3 days. Okay. Okay, XRP, same deal. A, B, C, right? Probably 2 more hours of downside. Okay, so from the low point, right? All right, you want to see XRP above 74 cents. So for me, 74 cents is the level in XRP. Again, as I like to tell people, it's easy to cater to the people who are bullish this on YouTube. Thing is, you're taking legal and judicial risk, right? And if you're going to do that, take it at support. Okay. Steve J has said, watch for the debt market implosion. Right. The number one risk to crypto is that interest rates just spiral higher. Just there's no control. That's the number one risk to crypto. Okay. Cosmos 9 top at 33, 9 bottom at 27. Realistically, I would want to see it above 28. Okay. So, in some of these things, it's just like a giant range. It's like a giant range. And if you believe in it, then you want to get involved at the bottom end of the range. 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to have to go to this on 1 inch. Okay, here comes 1 inch. Okay, so 1 inch stopped right here at $2. Okay. Now, that was where the last give up trade started from. Normally, that produces a rally. Obviously, it hasn't. Now, here's your hope in 1 inch. Okay, your hope on a daily chart is that somehow this is a head and shoulders bottom. Now, how will you know it's a head and shoulders bottom? Well, you won't until it takes out $2. But the one thing I can tell you about the right shoulder of these bottoming patterns is, man, they are vicious. Man, when it goes down, it looks like it's going to go to 0 and make a new low. So if you see 1 inch hold up, I would guess support looks like it's right at the bottom of the support zone is 157. The top of the support zone is at 162. Okay, while I'm on this chart system, let's take a look at KDA. Obviously, we've looked at this a million times, so let me get rid of all the noise here. Okay. All right. So what's happening in KDA? Well, nothing. Nothing, right? This is like in a box. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear. You need a chart read, so I'll get you one. Let's go to an 89-minute chart and see if there are any structures here that are worth talking about. Okay, so I would have liked to have seen this hold support at 682. It didn't. Okay, but here's some better news. All right, so using the hidden pivot method, this is KDA 89-minute chart. By the way, folks, I know the market sucks today, but please hit the like button even though the market sucks. Right? That helps us get the message out and helps you, right? So 6.5 is support in KDA. If KDA holds 6.5, then you can actually say, all right, maybe this thing is going to go up, right? I mean, when KDA goes up, it goes up, right? So we got near bouncing off the 50-period moving average on the 4-hour chart. That's good. Okay, Litecoin. Okay, Budapest is in the house. Welcome. Okay, so this is going to look a lot like okay, you want to know where the fib retracement lines are in this. So the 50% retracement is at 115. Okay, it would be nice if that held. The most important level is the 62% retracement at 110. So on the 4-hour chart, it looks like you're going to make a 9 bottom right in the next 4 hours, or in other words, after equities close. Right? In other words, this is probably a legacy puke. So once the legacy puke is over, you would expect the crypto puke to end. Okay. So it looks like they're still selling upticks. So you may get this at either, below 115 or at 110. Okay. Somebody is saying sell in May and go away. Okay. I actually do believe that in May, but I thought there was going to be a bigger rally in Bitcoin yesterday. So everybody's like holding their breath. Now, Vulcan, we talked about yesterday using a different chart method, that there was substantial resistance at 19. And I believe this was like a profit-taking coin. So when it comes to the metaverse, the good news is there's support around $15.30. So if people want this, you're going to know, because they're going to be like, wow, 1 minute it was at 19 and now it's down here at 14 or just under 15, which was a prior high and then a low, and now it's back again. So with Vulcan, even though there was resistance at 19 on the 4-hour chart, this move up here to 20 was a 3-wave. This could be the 4-wave, and this could actually make a new high, right? So the Vulcans, the Sandbox, and the Decentralands, yeah, it's destroyed. Yeah, I know it's down. Yeah, you could get stopped out, but I'm not going to say it. The other person told me to shut up. He's probably right. Okay. Fed hinting at larger rate hikes. Well, you have inflation at 8%. The worst inflation number in history is coming out in like 8 days. Okay. I mean, rates are at 0. Inflation's at 8%. They need to hike rates, right? They also need to stop buying mortgage-backed securities. Okay. Now, that's either going to kill crypto, because massively higher rates, right, are going to just sort of like grind everything to a halt, right? Kill stocks and all that. But the Fed's going to need to bail out commodity traders. It's all over zero hedge, and we've talked about this. There have been blowups in certain sectors of global markets, and central banks are going to need to get involved. So the Fed can hike rates all at once. The Fed can hike short-term interest rates to 8%, right? You'll have a yield curve that looks like this: 8% two-year note, 2% 10-year note, right? It'll be inverted. So if they have to do that, well, great. They'll stop inflation. That'll probably hurt stocks, but it really depends on how much money they print, right? Steve J, every time the Fed raises rates, crypto pumps, right? That's because they either won't or can't stop the money printing, or they can only reduce it so much. So, legacy has to worry about that stuff. Now, crypto has to worry about it too, because if stocks crack, so does crypto. But I don't think the Fed raising rates should stop you from doing Bitcoin. That's why I'm kind of going like large cap maximalist. Okay, so RMRK, I thought it was going to 23. Right? It didn't quite get there, but there's good support at 17.7. So if today is a one-day blowout in crypto, 17.7 will hold. Somebody's asking for the dollar index chart. Okay. Never opposed to doing a little live legacy. Okay, so here's the dollar index chart. All right. Here is the expanding range formation. The breakout on the upside, which theoretically was mega bullish. Then it faked everybody out, including me. And now it's just screaming higher, right? The upside target of this pattern, is basically just over 100. So you can only imagine the hysterics that will go on if the dollar index goes to 100, most likely because something bad happens to the euro, right? We're going to do a special one night with our quant chief, thinking about bringing back the Sunday live stream to talk to him about what could happen to the European Central Bank. So right now, everyone's buying dollars, and just as that simple, everybody buys dollars, crypto goes down. So we have to let the dollar get this thing out of its system. Hopefully it does that in 3 days and crypto holds. 43,500 in Bitcoin. Where do you go to buy commodities? Well, not investment advice, but there are ways to do that through ETFs in the stock market, although that is very risky with fees involved. Okay, a standard futures account will allow you to trade commodities, right? Okay, somebody's talking about GMT. Okay, that's the STEP token, which everybody at Token Metrics is talking about. We got our premium customers involved in this. Okay, a lot of guys got in way early. Okay, the 4-hour chart, I had a technical target of $3. It actually got there. Okay, so it gets all the way up to $3. And then it's probably some sort of A, B, C correction, right? Maybe to $1.79. Okay, blah, 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 wrong. All right, so any thoughts on GLMR? Hey, this step token, we weren't wrong on that. We just gave that. That stuff's for paying customers. You have to remember, Token Metrics is a company, right? Sunday live streams, LFG. All right. Noted. Okay. So the prior high in this was at $3.64. It looks like people are trying to pull up and buy early. You had the volatility warning with the 9 top. So, they tried to take out the point where the give up trade started and they couldn't hold it. See these candles? They tried to take it out 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They tried to take it out. Okay. So, you know, when this give up trade started, that's where people were like, okay, I'm out. And it's not a bull market unless you can buy at 364 and hold. Okay. This guy, somebody says, Morpheus says, it feels a lot like the summer of 2019. I'm sorry, 2018. Okay. What's going on with waves? Okay. I don't know about the fundamentals of waves. Okay. I do know that obviously when you have these monster rallies, right? The question is, do they hold the 62% retracement? Okay. So the 62% retracement in waves is 29.57. Okay. So if this is a 4 wave and there actually is a new high in this, which is kind of an unbelievable prediction given how it's gotten wasted, right? You need to see it back above basically 30, 29.57. So if you're involved in this, you know, you're going to have to let it dip. Supports at 24.47. So huge ranges. That's what I can tell you about that, right? That's what I can tell you about that. Okay, so thoughts on Gala. We covered this already, but I don't mind doing it again, right? So in Gala, it's this simple. There's support 22.224, right? If that holds, it's good. If not, this warning sign is a sign that, you know, this coin's expensive and it's going to wind up getting washed out. So the question is, where's support and what happens when you get there? Okay, someone asking about Hex. I have a feeling that's like a pain trade going on out there. Okay, let's chart Hex. Okay, so there was a lot of resistance at 16 cents even, right? They did this big wick up there, but it couldn't take it out. So I would say if Hex is going to be any good, it's going to take out 16 cents. It's like as simple as that. I'm assuming people are like hodling this, right? Or caught from above. So you want to see it take out resistance. This may be one coin, right, where, you know, resistance actually does matter. Okay, let's check Solana again. So people are noting that Solana is getting hammered. So let's check the damage. Wow, somebody's asking for Ether travel show. Okay, so by now the whole world knows about 117 because I've been talking about it on YouTube. So at any moment that it bounces, right, we need to just see if they can hold it together here, right? In other words, it was easy money on the way up. But what a lot of people forget about Solana was this thing traded so horrible down at $75, right? So just put the fib numbers up here, right? You know, 119, 117, important. If that doesn't hold, you know, the most important level is 103. And if you can't take that, then do a new trade. Do a new trade. Okay. Stephen Conway says BTC Miami is probably depressing right now. Actually, they're probably happy because Bitcoin is down, but the rest of the market's down a lot more. Okay. They tend to hate on altcoin people. Like, seriously. Like, there was somebody who said altcoins while on stage at Bitcoin Miami and got booed. Okay. So Matic A, B, C. And if we're looking for support, we're right there at $1.49. So, there may be one more bad, 4 more hours up until the equities close. And you want to see Matic come back above 149. Identify support, do a trade, manage risk, put the stop, I don't know, below 143. And that's where you want to be. Okay. Someone's asking for ZIL. We covered this, but we don't mind doing it again. Okay, so what are your thoughts on gaming tokens for the next 5 years? Token Metrics actually has gaming and metaverse analysts that do put out YouTube videos. I think they're called Hidden Gems. So on the 4-hour chart, Zilliqa has made a 13 bottom, right? So they've kind of crushed it from the high. And now the question is the trade over, right? Is the trade over? Okay, I would say the trade is over if they take it below 12 cents. Okay, if you want to buy the dip in Zilliqa, you can at 12 cents. Not investment advice, but as I've said, these coins that give you these spectacular returns, it pays to take most of the money and keep a moon bag. Algorand, a patient person who stuck around for Algorand, okay, 4-hour chart, probably looking at a bottom of some kind in the next 4 hours. But, these guys, they're brutal. We talked about these venture capital guys selling it at $1, and they just won't stop. The 62% retracement is at 80 cents. So if Algorand is above 80 cents, you can be hopeful. If it's not, you can't. We're approaching a 9 bottom, and you want to see it back above 80 cents. Okay. Okay, STMX. Okay, and then I'll try Casper. By the way, folks, please hit the like button for on-demand TA. Okay, STMX. Okay, it doesn't give me an exact level. It's 0.0185. That's the 62% retracement. So with all these small altcoins, you're looking for support. Okay, 0.0185 is the level that's got to hold. Okay, 43,300 Bitcoin. Okay, not expecting positive price action in Bitcoin, honestly, until the end of the day. Just got to see how it holds. So in VRA, okay, 0.0257. Okay, that's the level it's got to get back above in order to be good. Again, you're probably looking at a mess until equities close. Okay, H bar. .2057 is going to be the big support point. So, obviously you have a rather robust ABC puke that essentially washes out the whole rally. So what are the takeaways? Pay attention to 13 tops. 13 tops and 13 bottoms are to be taken seriously, particularly after the weight is washed out, right? If you got an A and a B, you'll probably get a C, right? I probably should have been more bearish yesterday, right? In retrospect. So support there is 0.205 Ocean. Also, Altcoin Overtime is coming back. I brought it back today, but it's probably coming back as its own show. Just as a teaser. Okay, so trying to figure out where Ocean stops. So you do have an A, B, C correction. Okay. 0.515 may be where you find a 13 bottom in, say, 2 hours, right? So midday, April 6th, that's where the support point is. Now, okay, Kava did notice this, right? Some famous guy on Twitter says, on a red day, just look at what's up and buy that. Okay, not investment advice. Okay, so Kava is actually holding up today. Nothing but really sideways action in this. Okay, but this went up. Okay, and came right to its 38% retracement at $4.06 and then bounced. So that's a nice way of saying Kava seems to look okay. Realistically, it's got to get above 443. Okay. Hey, Bill, do you know when an app version of the website will come out? No, honestly. I know there is a app version of Token Metrics TV. So if you like YouTube, if you like our YouTube content, it's available on an app called Token Metrics TV or TMTV that you can download and watch on your television like a Netflix app. Okay, somebody wants to know what's the support level for SNX. Okay, VeChain is killing me. Doesn't VeChain do that? Okay, the support level in SNX is 5.44, right? 9 bottom, expect them to try to run stops, assuming it's going to recover. Okay, VeChain, I know I'm going to look at this and cry, right? Okay, so VeChain took out a key level at 0.068, but on the 4-hour chart, you're approaching a 9 bottom. So I don't know. VeChain might give you a low, right? There might be one. All these things are looking the same, right? One final thrust lower. That's the buy point. And if that doesn't work, then we got to start over. Okay, Metis. Don't have that on this system. Okay, so we've looked at this before. Okay, so not a particularly good sign. 112.35 is the level that Metis has got to get back above to be good. That's how I would draw it. Yeah, that's about right. It's got to get back above 112, 112 and a half. Okay, Sheeb. Okay, 1 inch I thought I did, but let's do it again to be thorough. Okay, 1 inch I was showing support at $1.61. Okay, and your best hope in 1 inch is that this is like an avalanche lower that creates a head and shoulders bottom. You'll know, or you'll suspect that if it holds around $1.58, because that's right around where the other shoulder developed. Okay. Should I buy ApeCoin? Okay, so we've got Sheeb. So skipping the zeros, 23.32 for support in Sheeb, right? It's just a range. It's pulling everybody in up at the top at 27.96 and flushing everyone at the bottom at 23.32. Okay, Casper over here. Okay, so we were looking at Casper on an 89-minute chart before. Okay, I drew resistance at 10 cents. It takes out the resistance at 10 cents and then goes down, right? The support point I have was at 0.084. So, you know, this to me looks like some kind of a top in Casper, right? At least for the moment. Now, the good news is it actually did press this Williams oscillator up to a new high. So this could, in Casper, if the market recovers, so if you've been suffering in Casper, this could wind up being this, right? Where you maybe see the area where this whole thing started from, the whole collapse at like 12 cents. So 8 cents has to hold, 10 cents is resistance. You can hold out hope for 12 cents. Okay. Somebody's asking, can I get ApeCoin? Wow, they're coming in fast here. Must be the only guy on YouTube today. That's cool. That's cool. Any new people, welcome. Feel free to subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, ApeCoin. All right, 4-hour chart. 9 bottom, don't care. 9 bottom, don't care. 13 bottom, don't care. Another 13 bottom, don't care. Okay, there's 1050. So I guess if you were going to do ApeCoin, you would do it and lean on support at 1050. Okay, you might have 2 more down days in ApeCoin. Right? Honestly, this has been like one of the hardest things to chart. Like Ape has been really hard to chart. Let's see if I can get a more concrete like floor. See if I can, you know, try to like actually pick a low. So this is the 89-minute chart. I was talking about it needing to get above 1350. That obviously did not happen. Okay. So if you were going to take your shot at ApeCoin, there's 10.5. And let's just like zoom in on this to see what the candlestick looks like. So I'm obviously not the only person in ApeCoin that knows about 10.5. It's 10.5 is the buy point, not investment advice. Okay. And that's where you do it. Okay. KDA, there's a lot of people who are into KDA. So I can whip that out quick. So $6.50. That's where the support is. Okay. Wow. Ethereum Classic. By the way, for new people, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel, right? This is the only place to get on-demand TA that I know of, right? Naturally, you also want to hit the like button, right? We're trying to get to 600, trying to get to 1,000 likes. We're getting to 656. So if you're watching the video and you've stayed this long, appreciate you. Okay, Ethereum Classic, right? Probably a bottom or support at 38.71. If 38.71 doesn't hold, it's not a bottom. Okay. Please do Rune. Okay. Let's look at Rune. Okay. So this thing is the leader of the pack. Okay. So 4-hour chart, 13 bottom, support at $9.12 with an A, B, C correction. I mean, if you can't buy Rune here, I mean, this was at 13. It's now at 9. Jesus, right? What's changed? Nothing except price. Of course, there is technology risk in Rune and execution risk, okay? But you know, some guy told me to shut up about it. I don't blame him. I can't repeat myself endlessly, right? The most important thing in this market is to identify support. Okay, so this is the 89-minute chart of ES1. That's stocks. Okay, so what can we draw in stocks? Okay, so in ES1, 44.56 needs to be support. Okay. Right. 44.56. If 44.56 is support, you know, equities can stop going lower and crypto can go back up. Now, again, legacy, you know, when you have these fear pukes, it's not clear whether or not they buy the dip. A lot of times they puke it into the close, right? And then they bring it back. Okay. Ethereum Classic, I did. Okay. But we can take a shot at it again. Okay. Ethereum Classic, 39.14. 39.14. Okay. ERN. Okay. So tough sledding trying to find support in ERN. Oh, maybe not. Okay. ERN support is at 541. So there's a theme using this hidden pivot method in some of these altcoins that, you know, we're approaching support. So Cardano Nation is here. Let's see what we can get Cardano Nation. Okay. Again, these are 89-minute charts. So if you're watching this, you know, it's, okay, so for Cardano, Cardano should hold above $1.10, but it's not. So let's go to DeMark and see if there's any reason why Cardano could come screaming back above that key level. Now, later in the week, I talked about Cardano needing to be above $1.25. Here's, you know, just, they're just, you know, everybody sold it there. The real support in Cardano is at $1.01, and you're probably looking at least one more hour. But, you know, this is a 3-wave and this is a 4-wave correction. So I don't think I would give up on Cardano. I'm not really looking to give up on anything big. Now, does Cardano have a network effect? Cardano has a lot of fans out there. I get it. All right. Now, in Cardano, ironically, right, this could be a like, you know, there's a huge downtrend. So this could be A, B down, and C up. So, you know, you could see Cardano head for $1.55, but it's got to clear that resistance point. Okay. Polkadot, which we have not talked about. Okay, so the big support in Polkadot is 1903. That's on the daily chart. Okay. And Polkadot is sitting right near support, near $20.20. So A, B, C on the 4-hour chart, right? Just washing everyone out. That's the theme of the show. They're taking everybody out. Okay, so Polkadot is holding at a big fib number. It's 2022 is the support level. Okay, Sandbox, I did already. Let's see. Sandbox actually shows up as being pretty bullish on Token Metrics. It's just down 10% today. Okay, so YGG, an example of what can happen in the gaming sector, right? In these metaverse, you got to watch these 13 tops on the 4-hour chart. Most likely, you got one more thrust lower. You got one more thrust lower. Ideally, you'd want to see this back above 282. Okay, probably going to make some sort of a bottom. You just don't know if it's at 263 or 234. Okay, XLM. Okay, 20.208 is support in Stellar. That's what's got to hold. All right, folks, I did Decentraland. I've actually got that here. So here's Decentraland on Token Metrics. Okay, there's the bull signal and then there's the dip. Okay, so sometimes you don't want to buy Decentraland after a massive ramp, right? This is a small ramp, and now it's a test. Can you buy the dip and make money? So I'll do one more on Decentraland. Let me go to my Metaverse tab, and then I got to go after this. Okay, so here comes Decentraland. Okay. Difficult to find support. Okay, you're headed for a DeMark 9 bottom. Okay, the real support's at 203. No one wants to hear that, I know, but that's where the support is. Okay, I think Decentraland and Sandbox may be a better buy after the equities puke today, right? The trade seems clearer to me in Sandbox. Let me see if I recall that. If not, I've got it in the PowerPoint deck. So Token Metrics goes bullish, and then there's an A, B, C correction in Sandbox. Now, realistically, it's got to get above $3.13. So, either this is running stops or there's something wrong with the metaverse. But this is A, B, C, right? At the top at 380, it looked amazing. At $3, it looks like it's going to zero. And you have to kind of fade everybody if you're going to make money. And like I said, my concluding comment is, all right, if you can't buy a dip and make money, it's not a bull market. So let's go over, let's sum up. Okay. Do I think the market will continue to puke tomorrow? Well, if it does, it's got to recover early, right? I want to see a recovery after equities close or tomorrow morning, US time. Okay. Because if it doesn't, if it just keeps going, then everybody who bought the dip is going to get stopped out. Okay. If you did a bad trade, it's okay. Manage your risk. If you got into Solana at 135 and you got stopped out below 117, it's okay. I mean, it's not okay that you lost money, but you don't want to hold it down if it's going to collapse. You want to say, all right, let's clear that deck. What's the next trade? 43,500 in Bitcoin matters. Okay. 3,100 and change in ETH matters, if I recall correctly. Okay. I'm not particularly interested in selling big coins when they're down. I'm more interested in buying. Okay. We'll find out if I'm right in 2 days. Net, why is the market down? The market's down because it should have gone up and it didn't. And then we had a legacy interest rate and stock market scare. Okay. That's either an opportunity in crypto or a debacle. I vote opportunity. We'll find out if I'm right tomorrow. So this is your host, Bill Noble. I will see you tomorrow.